I think advertising is essential. And I think with the newspaper, sadly, we're more moving towards more digital newspapers. And but I think there's still a lot of people than you realize that read the newspaper.
I get about 20 emails a day. Here, let us help you with this. Let us help, and pay us this and we'll do this for you. A bunch of fake followers or a bunch of, no, thank you. I want real people with real stories and real news.
The newspaper, you know, it's there. It's in black and white. You can see it. You can read it again if you didn't read everything correctly the first time. It's right there until next week when the next edition comes out. And so it's got that shelf life that digital doesn't have and digital will never have.
Advertising is the core of our business. It's what keeps the lights on. We need good journalism. We need great stories that keep people interested in the paper. But without the advertising, you're not going to have a newspaper.
It's always going to be an advantage of having your ad in the newspaper because people are paying for that newspaper to come into their homes. And so if I'm paying for something, I look at it more carefully, and it's traditionally been our viewers do too.
A lot of times what I hear is, well, we advertise on Facebook. That's fine. Social media is great. But if they don't know that you're there, because I told a couple of them, I said, hey, one of the things I do as a job is search for businesses. I didn't know you existed until I made that search. I would have never searched if it wasn't part of my job. Therefore, I would have never found out you existed.
So those small businesses have to support us. We support them so we can have a newspaper that's there for a very, very, very long time.
As a former journalist, I believe that a community loses its voice if you don't have news. And I feel it's our responsibility, partly as a local business, to help support their mission of keeping the public informed.
About 60 cents of every dollar leaves Eudora spent by residents. So it's tough for us small businesses here. And so the Eudora Times, I know, they are working hard to help us in that respect too, by what they could do for us too with the advertising and promoting. So we're all struggling along, but we're all struggling along together, trying to keep ourselves alive. So
we have been advertising in the newspaper because we want to support our local newspaper as well. But one of the main things was, when you have your local newspaper advertising for you, you are advertising to your target market.
When I talk to a business, especially if it's a new business, it's my job to educate them on what advertising is. It's not just spending money that goes out the window and you never see it again. The point of advertising is you're messaging to our readers. You're looking for your next potential customer. And what I'm telling them is, if you want to keep your business a secret, that's not very good for your bottom line. So let me help you become a household word.
When I think of advertising for a rural paper like ours, that's only local advertising, because there is virtually no benefit to any national brand advertising with us.
Anytime a new business comes along, we try and do a story on them. We try and promote them just without ads to begin with, because we want them to succeed. And I will take papers over, and a lot of times we'll frame the story and they'll hang it in their building.
I have people say, "Oh, my granddaughter's picture was in the paper. Can you get me an extra copy that week?" Sure, I can. I'll be happy to. And our papers do like huge 4-H fair editions that has all the pictures of the kids. People love that. And so those things, yes, I sell ads in with them, but they're very popular. And so those are not hard to sell for the most part, because it's almost like we're doing a service by printing those results and doing the pictures of the kids that win, and people appreciate that.
I feel sometimes that one can be a challenge on social media. That's why I really do appreciate the Times, because we get bombarded. There's so much. There's always so many things going on, so many different places. So much is just like, information overload can happen, it feels like. So this just feels like just pure community, hometown news.
I think that the newspaper, it's a great source for all business owners within our community to be able to advertise. But I think that also be informed of all the activities. They advertise sports events, recent news and stuff. So it's nice that they're still connected and able to communicate and rely information that you trust, because nowadays is so difficult when you go online and you see an article, you're like, yeah, like, it's it reliable, is it not? And I think with the newspaper, you kind of know the information they're putting out there. It's credible and you trust.
Newspaper advertising for us has been an invaluable tool toward our success over the years. It continues to evolve, and I get that. But having a place where customers know to look for our message is something that provides us a captive audience to sell our services. And so it's an incredibly powerful and much needed tool.